guy I used last time, that's fine.
Right.
But if you want to use my version, that's cool too. So we sort of listened, and there was something just not right with the track. It wasn't the mastering. It was actually my vocals. We all hated them, and we said to people, and I think you yourself, you heard it as well. Said that there's the vocals need to change by about half an octave here.
Yeah.
So we went back in and we redid my vocals, sent it back to him, and he remastered it again. And we just sat down and we said, that's it. We don't need to take this anywhere else. This is our guy. So this time around, it was completely we've done it all ourselves, and we brought in, a guy who used to drum for us. That's how in-house we kept everything. With regards to the sound of the music, so there's a pretty interesting layout. Like, Save Me is going to be the first track on the EP because we really love the intro. That's one thing that me and Jake and Keith are really big on is having this one, in-your-face song. That's what we started with, a song for Charlie last time. So Save Me is going to open it up. Then there's the song on there called Puzzle Piece that we started playing at our live shows about 3 months ago. And that's your real sort of cliche pop punk, bouncy skate punk tune. Then we've got, as I mentioned before, a ballad which is really sort of softer with sort of big colossal drums in. And then there's a song that Jake's written and sings, which has got this really big sort of heavy, even a little bit heavier than 10th of July sort of in-your-face intro. And then there's a song, Take It Away, which was originally meant to be on our first EP, but Jake lost the masters of the morning of our recording, so a song for Charlie got brought in instead. That's bringing it onto this EP, and that's a song we absolutely love because Jake plays this insane tap solo that people just, on shows, people just stop and stare when he plays it.
Nice.
So yeah, big changes.
Right on, so we're going to get to our first song of the night. And this is the first single off the brand new EP coming out January 10th. This is called Save Me by Cuecliche. Dig this. Cuecliche with Save Me. Now, Terry, like you were saying, you sent us the copy like before it's finished. And actually, last week, Mike and I were talking about it, 'cause we did F&R last week, didn't we, Mike?
We did. That was a good show.
Right, so we did F&R last week for Friday Night Rocks, but we talked about it last week, and I mentioned that I listened to it and like kind of saying this is just my opinion, like that that the vocals could have been dropped an octave or so, and I'm kind of glad you redid them. But it's like I like commenting on songs, but at the same time too is I don't want to be too rough, and so I'm glad everything was kind of taken in stride, because I mean this is just coming from a fan / amateur musician point of view, right?
No, absolutely, and you weren't the only person to say that. I even sent it to my dad, who's my harshest critic in life, and he's been such a huge support in my music this time around, which is completely new because he's hated every other band I've been in. And he said, this isn't your best work. Vocally, you need to work on something there. And a few other people said, there's something with your voice that just isn't sitting right. And when I finished recording the vocals, I said to Jake I didn't feel right. And I went back to record a couple of other songs, and I said, I'd really like to redo that. And Jake was like, no, let's leave it there. And then when it was all mixed and stuff, I spoke to him, and he said, we can definitely do better. And then as soon as we recorded the second time around, I was like, yeah, man, that's a huge difference. So we send these songs out in their early forms to people we trust, to people whose opinions we respect, and that's why we take everything on board and we go back and we redo things.
Well, no,
it was massively appreciated that you spoke up and said that, because if you just said that's great, well done, we might have put that tune out as it was, and it might not have been finished the way it is, and we all love it, so we really appreciate it.
Well, that's the thing is like, Mike and I comment honestly, and we don't sugarcoat it all, and if we're sugarcoating, it's just like a very, very small amount, meaning, we'll still comment on what we think, how the song went, that sort of thing. But if we're sugarcoating, saying, I'm trying to think of an example. I can't really think of one, but I mean, the whole show is to be as honest as possible. It's not to kind of say, well, the song's good, when it really is like thinking, oh my god, what were they thinking,
Yeah, well, exactly. No, people in this industry need to learn they can't please everybody all of the time. Like, I remember a few years ago, I went to see Blink back in Liverpool, and they were supported by a band, I won't name names. Yep. And I sort of said, that performance was below par. And the drummer of the band actually somehow saw the tweet and tweeted me saying, how can you call me out like this? I even wore my Liverpool shirt to show support for your city, blah, blah, blah. I said, look, I'm not insulting you guys as individuals. I'm just saying I didn't like your music. I didn't think that performance was the best. You guys played a show there to another band's audience, and if one guy in that audience is calling you out, there's 30,000 people there. Why focus on the one guy who's calling you out when there's potentially 29,999 who enjoyed it? You just went for me. Sorry.
Why does that matter?
Yeah, exactly. I'm nobody.
That's a bit of a strange thing to do, isn't it? To sit on Twitter the day after a gig and find people that didn't like the show and then reply to them.
But he was actually, once I called him out and said that, he was like, you're right, I shouldn't be so sensitive, you're fair play. And thanks for being there anyway. I was like, yeah, cool, keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Fair play.
Once again,
well, listen, I want to say about that track a few things. First of all, I absolutely love it, and I think you're spot on in terms of doing the vocal.
Reading the vocal is key.
Yeah, me and my singer spend a lot of time kind of going, let's go up a third, or let's do this or whatever, and he's responsive to it. And similarly, he'll sit there and we'll pull apart guitar solos bar by bar, and I go, no, that is just the same shit you always do. You don't do that, do this and stuff like that. And I think that's a great way to work, because otherwise you're just like, doing nothing apart from making your ego, stroking your ego. It's to kind of put something that's great. So that was a great change. That track's awesome. What I love about you guys, generally, but also this track I think really shows it, is you are a pop punk band, but you're also pretty heavy as well.
Yeah.
Like, you already mentioned like this tapping solo in another track. So the lead parts in that track are really cool. The vocal harmonies are really cool. There's kind of like some metal influences in there as well. I think when we first played the track, I compared it to Sum 41, because I always remember Sum 41.
Yeah, actually.
Like Iron Maiden in places.
Yeah.
No, good point, Mike.
Yeah, but no, I really like it because it's kind of, the interesting thing is it's not a cliche at all, is it? You said you got one that is, but that's kind of cool as well. But yeah, no, it's wicked, man. So I just wanted to say.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
So just before we move on to our next few questions, we are live from Mike G's apartment, and Mike just pretty much he's going to kind of sit silent until he starts reviewing some other songs, but he's got 2 cents to put on here, Mike. So go ahead, buddy.
Well, I just want to say about the kind of visual thing and like, okay, you know, you put in this great. I saw Saxon a couple years back with Fozzy opening. If you know WWE, Chris Jericho.
Oh my God!
The Walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
So it was funny. So I got there to see Fozzy because I actually heard Fozzy. I didn't mind Fozzy so much. So I'm looking at them on stage. They all looked like metrosexual. Like they were all like glitzed up and like wearing tight pants and like their hair was all nice and gelled. And it was like
glam rock
kind of thing, like new wave glam rock. And I'm like, this is weird. And then Saxon comes on stage, and they look like they're wearing the shit from the '80s that they haven't washed. And I'm like, this is what I want.
Awesome.
But yeah, you know, like I don't know, like I didn't mind Fozzy, but like honest to God, just that the image that they portrayed for me was like, man, you guys look like you're trying way too hard. And
speaking of imagery, you're just back to the music, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Drew.
Your album cover, that's become a catchphrase now. Sorry.
Yep.
Like anyone to tell this before, but last time you were on the show, I don't even know if you remember, Mike, but last time you were on the show, we just kept going off, and you kept going right back to the music.
Yeah.
And that's now become a thing.
Yeah.
So you might be like.
By the way, I was gonna say, a big Saxon fan.
Yeah, no, I'm actually quoting you. No, Terry, I was going to say, so your album cover is done by a very good friend of ours, Wolf Sunday. And not to put too fine a point on it, it's fucking awesome. Obviously, this is radio, but I'll tweet it as well, but could you describe that and also just how that conversation happened? Because it's brilliant.
Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. Okay, so this is probably a story I shouldn't tell, but I'm going to. So when we sort of started out, one of our first shows, we played for in some sort of photography exhibition thing, and like the guy had us playing while the pictures that he'd taken of us above us play, and then the band after us played, and so this band playing, and this guy who's hosting the night, this photographer, he's got this mic and he's emceeing the night, and halfway through this second band playing, he's incredibly drunk at the stage. He just screams down this microphone mid-song, "Look at the pictures, you guys! We're here for the pictures! Look at the pictures!" And like we were all just like, "Whoa, what's just happened? This is incredible!" so that sort of stuck with us all. It became a bit of a running joke with us in the band, and our group chat for the band is even named "Look at the Pictures," and just it made sense to the show. And then sort of we were sitting around talking about the names of the EP and stuff, and Jake had written the lyrics to "Save Me" at this point, and we talked about what the song was about. And Save Me is kind of about, being saved from society around you. Everybody's just sort of so obsessed with living these fake lives that they're missing the real life that they should be living. So that's where the cover of the EP is called "Look at the Pictures," and it's a picture. The cover is like a cartoon picture of Mona Lisa taking a selfie, and that's sort of what we said. It's somebody who's more consumed by making sure they make it look like they're having this great time, rather than actually having this great time and appreciating these amazing things that they're surrounded by.
I love that. I also love
Lawrence has
done an amazing job on the depth on it, because the arm, what you've got is the frame of the Mona Lisa as if it's a painting hanging on a wall, but her arm is coming out with a phone in it taking a selfie, which I just think is a really, really cool idea. He's a bit of a legend with his artwork as well as his music, but it's really cool, that one. It's one of my favourite pieces he's done.
I'm going to have to show
Mike. Well,
sorry, go ahead.
You want to see the back page, we kind of carried over the same image, but we used photos of us doing a similar sort of thing, and he's put big grand frames around us, and you've got our arms coming out of the photo. It's really, really cool. I'm really excited to share that. He is a magician.
He's brilliant. He's very, very good. Because he, like, I do a little bit of artwork for things, sort of on the side, but not in the way that he does. He can actually draw.
Yeah.
Just put photos on top of each other and make it stupid. But
yours is all computer generated.
But I love the fact that he has this perspective on things that I think is really cool. And if you've got an idea like that, he really brings it to life. It's a really. I'm glad that you two, I'm glad you got him to do it based on that story that you just told of that idea and getting him to do it. I think that's worked brilliantly. That's an absolute goal right there.
Yeah, we spoke to like 10 different people